The New England Patriots are the last team that I have never rebuilt. So today we're gonna finish the rebuilding gauntlet, if you will, and try to bring this team back to a dynasty. But I feel like this team is heavily slept on going into the season, and I'll tell you why that is in a second, but massive shout out to Jaden Stribling for the suggestion of this video. Go drop them a sub, their link is in the description. And of course, as always, if you want a shout out just like that one, let me know what team to do next. That's all you gotta do. Then when I pick your comment, I'll give you your shout out, and of course I'll rebuild the team you want me to. It's a win-win, helps me know what y'all want to see. It's perfect. And again, let's shoot for 150 likes on this video. If you like right now, we'll easily destroy the goal. And I'm trying to hit 3K by the end of the month, which is a long time away, so subscribe if you're not already for more garbage like this, and share with a friend if you think you know someone that might enjoy the channel. But last thing, turn on notifications, but that's enough plugging. And back to the breakdown of the team. I actually have the bold take that the New England Patriots will be a playoff team this year. People overlook the fact that the Patriots last year thought Matt Patricia as offensive coordinator was a good idea. Now they have honestly a pretty good offensive mind in Bill O'Brien as their offensive guy. People think of him as, you know, destroying the Texans, but he's not going to be the GM here. He's just going to be the coach, specifically the offensive coach. So that, in my opinion, is why this team failed last year, because they thought a defensive coordinator who was completely carried by Bill Belichick and completely did nothing in Detroit. They thought it was a good idea to turn him from a defensive guy into an offensive guy and see how that goes. And we all see how that went. You turn Mac Jones from being a promising quarterback into being a guy that everyone thinks should be out of here. I entirely disagree. He was really good his rookie year, and sophomore slump is a thing, but I feel like his struggles were entirely based on the offense that was being run here. I mean, he made his frustrations known. He was like screaming about it on the sidelines. He knew what was up, and he was definitely right. I do not blame him for getting mad about that. I guess I'm a Mac Jones truther at this point. I love the good old Big Mac Griddle. But I mean, outside of him, you have solid players on your team. I don't love this receiving core. It's a very slow starting group, and then you have an extremely fast guy in Tyquan Thornton, so I don't really understand what it is that they're trying to do here, but I don't really understand the Juju signing, I'm gonna be honest. I do like what they've done this offseason outside of that, though. I mean, bringing in James Robinson completely just got kicked out of Jacksonville for no real reason. He was really good there, and then they're like, yeah, fuck you. I don't know why. They did pick up Mike Gesicki, which I don't know why you did it, but Mike Gesicki's a good player. I mean, you had the old Titans tight end slash H-back slash wherever they used him. I can't think of his name right now, but you had him and you just straight up didn't use him. So you're like, you know what? We didn't use our other second tight end. Let's bring in another one and probably not use him. So I don't know who they're going to start. Probably Hunter Henry, but they're probably just going to kill Mike Gesicki's career, honestly. Although he is a white receiving option, so maybe not. We'll see. The offensive line, I am actually fine with. I liked the Cole Strange pick. I was kind of the outlier there. And I don't love Riley Reif, but I don't mind Yanni Kajust or Calvin Anderson, so I think you're more fine than it looks at right tackle, for real life at least. For here, we might be kind of screwed, but we'll figure it out. And then defensively, the major problem with this team is they don't have any, like, superstars. I guess the closest you have is Matt Judon, but is he really, like, a tier 1 pass rusher? I'd say he's more like tier 2, maybe even nah, it's disrespectful. I won't say tier 3, but I mean, this is exactly how I feel about him. 87 overall. These are my custom rosters. I think he's very good. He's not quite tier 1 though. Definitely not. And I mean, you do have good players. Jonathan Jones, Jack Jones looked very good as a rookie. I'm going to start Marcus Jones. Yeah, Marcus Jones. We're going to have the corner trio of Joneses, because why not? You have a good safety group with Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers. Why am I blanking on his name? Adrian Phillips. I'm stupid. He was so good with the Chargers in like 2018 or whenever that was. Jalen Mills. This safety core is absolutely disgusting. Like, and they use all of them too. Obviously, players like Josh Uche here. Your off-ball guys are good too. This is a nice team. I don't know why people are so out on the Patriots. I mean, I guess I get it because of last year, but the devil is gone. Matt Patricia's out of here. I mean, they might still have him around as like some kind of fucking assistant or something. They probably do, because Belichick's always been loyal to his guys. But enough talking about the team. Long team breakdown over. I'm excited to get into this rebuild. I didn't even talk about guys like Dietrich Wise, Christian Barmore. I mean, they do have really a lot of guys that haven't even reached their potential yet that could within the next year. And not to mention, the draft is still coming up. You could add an offensive line piece, another speedy receiver, another edge guy. I mean, you're kind of thin there outside of the top two, although I do like Anthony Jennings. I do like Ronnie Perkins even. They definitely need D-line. That's probably their number one position to need outside of maybe corner, which I think is a little overstated. I think you're fine enough there. I mean, yeah, I have pretty much nothing but good things to say about this team. I think last year was a fluke, and this opinion could get me bitten in the ass. We'll see. They could just absolutely suck this year. I don't know. But on paper, this is a very nice team, and the problems that hindered you last year are gone. Okay, now, lengthy team breakdown over. Let's get into the rebuild, and I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year number 1, assuming there are no scenarios, which there probably will be. This is a weird trade, but hear me out here. Devontae Parker is, I believe, 30 in real life, which is weird to me. Even though I know he's been around forever, it feels like he should still be like 26 or something, because he was in the, what, 2014? No, he wasn't 14. Was he? I don't know. Either way, Devontae Parker is an older player, and this receiving core needs some speed in it, so we're gonna just start Tyquan Thornton and develop him, because let's be real, Devontae Parker, not a good future option here. Not gonna be a piece of our team by the end of it, so might as well ditch him now. We're gonna get a third from the Chiefs, which is maybe a bit rich, but for a starting receiver, I actually don't think is too bad. We're pretty much just taking Juju from them and giving them Devontae Parker. We're just trading those two receivers is what's happening here. And I like this for the Chiefs too. You don't really have a big-bodied guy there anymore. I guess you do in MVS, but he's more of just like a pure deep threat, whereas Parker's more of like a contested catch guy. So we're taking a third from the Chiefs, and I like this move a lot for both sides. Oh, they have Lynn Bowden. I loved Lynn Bowden. Former QB, of course. We actually have a training camp standout here for Christian Barmore. I'm gonna go rushing the passer. I mean, just more valuable than run defense. I believe he's in a run defending scheme right now, but if it makes him not a scheme fit, I'll just move him to the other side. Like, it's fine. Okay, it didn't make him not a scheme fit, but now he has 81 finesse and 76 power moves. That's pretty damn good. He's another player that I was very high on in the draft. It was a very weak defensive tackle class, but he was still a very good player, and I think he will eventually turn into that very good player here. What the fuck is this? Look, am I the only one that has terrible problems with Madden draft classes, or do they just suck absolute ass? Because there are so many things wrong here. I don't remember saving over my old file, because I know it reorders players if you have prospect storylines on. It put Darnell Washington at number 1 overall, technically, if you look on the right, because Madden, for some reason, is so broken that it has 2 number 1 overalls, 2 number 2 overalls, if you're looking on the left, and then Christian Gonzalez, it says at number 3, even though he's listed at, what, 5? And then Justin Flo, who I took out of these draft classes because he's obviously not in this class, but somehow he is back and is listed as undrafted, but also listed at number 6 overall. What the fuck? And then there's 1 4, 2 5s, which we're not even at 5, we're at probably like 8 or 9 now. There's Michael Penix Jr., who again, I took out of this class, and for some reason he is back, and a 22 overall, and listed as undrafted, but at like 15th overall, which is apparently 12th overall, according to the game. Dude, this game is so dog shit. What is this? This can't, you gotta be fucking with me. Like, good lord. I know I complain a lot about the game, but you can't tell me for a second that it's not justified. Like, come on, bruh. Okay, at the midseason point of year 1, we're sitting at 4-3. That's not too bad. I mean, this is a team that I thought just wouldn't do very well in Madden because they don't have the highest overall QB, and they're kind of lacking like superstar talent, like I was saying, but we're doing surprisingly well. Now, however, we are coming off of a 14-5 loss to the Bears, so that's not necessarily ideal. And I did take a look at the stats already, and they're a bit disappointing based on where our record is. Mac Jones is not doing a great job. 7 interceptions, 11 touchdowns, which is maybe where he should be working with that touchdown interception ratio. I mean, that's a bit dramatic. He's not doing that bad, but definitely not amazing. Rushing, we're not doing great either. Only 3.3 yards per carry for our top 2 guys. Receiving, we are doing pretty well. And then blocking, we have 2 players in contention for the all-castration team in Mike Onwenu and David Andrews. However, Riley Reef has been doing terrible, so I did bench him. We're going to see what we can get from Yodny Kajust. Hasn't really gotten much of an opportunity to play at all, so we'll see if we can turn him into a starting caliber player. I mean, if he does play well this year, we could look to just play him again next year if we can't find a good lineman this year, which we probably could, but if he does really well, there would be no reason to move off of him. In terms of re-signings though, what did Jonathan Jones get in real life? Okay, 2 years 19, so we are gonna make that 1 year 12 because he's already playing through the first year of it here. It's just, you obviously can't update contracts outside of franchise. You can do it in franchise, but obviously it won't save to your actual rosters. But honestly, we could extend him more. We could just say we extended him because I would be comfortable going like 3 years, honestly. I mean, he's a good corner. So 3 years, 37.2. I'm assuming he'll take that, and he does. Now, Jabril Peppers is not very interested, and honestly, I'm not really all that interested. We don't really need him. If he takes player friendly, it's cheap. It's 4 years, 28 mil. But if not, let's see if he takes it. I could find a much better team in free agency that will match this current offer. I mean, we're 4-3. We're not doing bad, but whatever. Fuck you too then. Yodny Kajust, I mean, already sign him now in case he does have a breakout year. If not, he'll be a solid backup. And he takes it. It was like 1 year, 2 mil or something. It's not like we're strapped for cash anyways. 83 mil to work with. And everyone else, I do want Miles Bryan back, but he's not interested, and he's asking a lot of money for a backup, so maybe I don't want him back. Matt Slater, if he doesn't retire, I'll bring back because he's just been on this team forever. Special teams legend. But with that, that's all there really is for us to do here, and let's get to the end of year number 1. Ooh. At the end of year number 1, we finished 8-9. Not ideal. At least we're not the Dolphins, because they also finished 8-9, and they have like an 85 overall team or something. We're still not great. We're in the rebuilding period. We have a pretty bad right tackle. Our receiving core isn't great. Like, we have excuses. But also, I mean, we have the 29th ranked offense, which I thought the defense is normally the problem with this team. Apparently not. We might be cooking up a offensive playbook change already. Big Mac was okay. 4,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 picks. Not very good. In real life, that's not terrible, but for Madden, that's not great. Rushing, Ramondre Stevenson did hit 1,100 yards, but only 3.8 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. I'm also realizing that I used Ramondre Stevenson in the last rebuild, which if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it after this one, but he also didn't do great there either, at least in terms of yards per carry, but he eventually did start playing well as he developed. No 1,000 yard receiver this year. Juju was our leading receiver with 955 yards, only 6 touchdowns for him. Kendrick Bourne out of the slot with 945 yards, 8 touchdowns. Eastern Washington legend. Mike Gesicki with 874 yards, 7 touchdowns. I did also mix him into the slot to be realistic, which, by the way, this team has so many versatile players, with him being one of them. Tyquan Thornton, only 739 yards and only 1 touchdown. Hunter Henry also did add 3 touchdowns in the receiving game. Blocking, Yodny Kajust was really good. Only 2 sacks allowed in 671 snaps as a 67, now like 68 probably overall. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we'll rock with him next year for sure. Until he proves that he can't do it, we'll stick with him. Now, David Andrews fell off in a big way. 4 sacks allowed for him, 11 for Trent Brown, 5 for Cole Strange, which isn't bad, but we have a new member of the all-castration team in Mike Onwenu. Obviously very good guard / tackle for the Patriots in real life, another versatile player. I guess you would consider him that, but he joins the all-castration team, of course, 0 sacks allowed. Juwan Bentley led the team with 111 tackles, Kyle Duggar with 102. Dietrich Wise led the team with 20 tackles for loss, 15 for Josh Uche, which he had a really good year, 10 for Christian Barmore, and sacks 10.5 for Josh Uche. Very good year for him. However, outside of that, I mean, only 4.5 for Dietrich Wise, only 4.5 for Christian Barmore, which that's about what you expect. Only 4 for Matt Judon, though. That's not great, especially considering he is very good in this game a lot of the time. And he had, what, like 12 sacks in real life this year? Maybe, wait, he might have had a lot more. I can't remember for sure, but definitely not playing up to his standard here. Interceptions, Kyle Duggar with 4. That's interesting. 3 for Jack Jones and Jabril Peppers. Oh yeah, because we did play Kyle Duggar as the sub linebacker, again, to stay realistic, because that's kind of what the Patriots Patriots do in real life, which let Jabril Peppers play at strong safety. Unfortunately, he'll probably be leaving here, but, you know, he definitely was worth having on the team for this year. And then 2 interceptions for Jonathan Jones, Jawan Bentley, and Adrian Phillips, and 1 for a couple players. But let's see how we did in terms of yearly awards. Jalen Hurts wins MVP. Realistic top 3 there, and then and then it's an interesting streak here. Dak Prescott, Taylor Heineke, Jared Goff, Tua, who is very good when healthy, at least this last year, Derek Carr, and then you see Patrick Mahomes. That's all right, Madden, pop off, I guess. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs, as per usual. Lots of division rivals in here, unfortunately. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. No Patriots. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. More division rivals in here. Von Miller, Quinnen Williams, Greg Rousseau. Not ideal. Breece Hall wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Are we going to see? No. No Tyquan Thornton, unfortunately. Hassan Haskins made it over Tyquan Thornton. Am I blind? He must have just had a ton of touchdowns. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Jack Jones, though. Wow. Okay. That could be huge for us. I mean, I'm guessing he's gonna get a dev trade off of that, and XP could go up to an 80 with star by next year. So that's really massive. I know we didn't get the record we wanted this year, but that's huge. I mean, very good rookie year in real life, even better one here. God, why do Super Bowls like this always happen? It's the Cowboys versus the Raiders. Those playbooks are the most broken in the game now. Those two and Kansas City and then the Bengals defense, I think, are like all the best ones. I'm just going off memory, but then again, I never know because when I try to use them, they suck a lot of the time. Jack Jones does have an upgrade here, though. Obviously, got to go slot up to a 79, so I guess I was off by 1. My mistake. And he goes up to superstar. Oh yeah, something I forgot about Jack Jones is he is very old. He's already 25 here. For some reason, I was thinking he would be 23 this year, but no, he is 25 in real life already. I'm pretty sure, or he's about to be 25. So maybe won't develop as much as I thought he would, but with the superstar dev, he still will definitely turn into a decent player. Out of curiosity, I always forget to check this. Did we get any other dev ups? Not on offense. Okay, Josh Uche did go up to superstar. Same with Kyle Duggar, and Dietrich Wise went up to star. So none on offense, but 4 total, I guess technically 5 total dev ups because Jack Jones went up 2 dev traits. So, I mean, we're looking really good on defense. Offense, we're iffy, but defense, we're looking nice. Now, in terms of negotiations, I really do want Jabril back. He had a really nice year, but that's a lot of money to pay a backup safety. But is he really going to be a backup? I mean, it depends on what we're doing with Phillips, and we're playing Kyle Duggar at linebacker right now. Is that necessary, though? I don't know, but it definitely worked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll go very player-friendly for Jabril Peppers, and he doesn't even take it anyways. Okay, well, fine. I guess it wasn't meant to be. The question is, who's going to be available in free agency? Because year 1 is obviously very weak most of the time, and I feel weird going for a lot of these players because these players have been extended in real life. It's just, again, you can't update contracts. I'm lazy, so I don't want to have to go and cut all these players and re-sign them so it signs them to 3-year deals outside of franchise. But is there anybody here that we really even need to go for? Maybe a receiver, but that's a big maybe. Honestly, we might be chilling. You know, a player I don't go for much is Tony Pollard. He's not very interested, but he is always here. He's on a 1 year in real life. He's on the franchise tag, so it would be realistic that he could hit free agency next year. And this is next year in real life. Who was that QB? Jordan Love. Oh, is he really gonna be a free agent? Am I that old? That makes me feel old. Is he really gonna be? No, that's not right. Did they cut him? I don't know, dude. It wouldn't surprise me knowing this game. I think the one move we're gonna go for is Tony Pollard. Kind of weird to pay a running back, but he's still only 26, and he hasn't gotten much wear and tear in Dallas. He's had to split carries with Zeke, so this would kind of make sense in real life, assuming he can rehab all right from his broken ankle. Or not really, wasn't it his like just legs straight up? I don't know. Either way, I don't feel like waiting for Ramondre Stevenson to eventually turn into a solid player. I want a good player right now, and that's what we're going to try to get in Tony Pollard. I don't think the Patriots make this move in real life, especially because I do expect the duo of Stevenson and James Robinson, but this ain't Bill Belichick's team anymore. This is Mikey McDingle's team. So let's see if we can get him. He signs, and he does sign with us. So now we have like a nasty running back room. Here in the draft, it's a weird top 5. I think it's decently realistic. I don't think the Vikings will be that bad. I think 2 of the teams are realistic, Cardinals and Buccaneers. The other 3 are questionable, but we have the 14th pick. I'm actually curious, what are the Bucs gonna do? Are they just gonna go like Bryce Young? I don't know who their QB is. Maybe they signed somebody. Will Anderson. Wait, who is their QB? They might have just made a weird pick. Yeah, it's Baker. I mean, is edge really a big enough need here to ignore QB? Oh, I don't know if I like that pick. I don't know about all that. I'm going Bryce Young 10 times out of 10 there. There's not a second guess anywhere from me. But where I do have second guesses is with what I'm gonna do here. God, this game sucks. Random UDFA, just in the middle of the first round. That's cool. I think I'm gonna make a weird pick here, honestly. It might be a controversial pick, but I'm gonna go Quentin Johnston. He's a very good receiver and underrated at this point. I think he's the best receiver in the class. The main concern with him is ball skills. He's kind of awkward catching sometimes, but I mean, he's good routes, solid possession ability, really good after the catch. I mean, he kind of checks like every box except his like just pure catching is awkward at times, but that's coachable. That's fixable, man. If that's the main concern on a receiver, then like I'm not worried about that. In here, he's gonna be our number 2 guy more than likely. This could end up being a really good pick for us. So let's go Quentin Johnston. Hidden dev, 92 speed, good jumping as well. That is a really nice pick. Hopefully not another N'Keal Harry though, although Quentin Johnston is a lot better. I did not love N'Keal Harry coming out. Where was he from? Like Arizona State? Bill Belichick has definitely made some questionable picks. This is a perfect scheme fit and a really good player. Absolute athletic freak, kind of a tweener. And that's what the Patriots like on their D-line. They like those kind of 3-4-4-3 hybrid guys, because that's kind of what they run, a 3-4-4-3 hybrid. They like dudes that can do both. Pause. So Adetomiwa Adebawore, another kind of no-brainer pick here. Our second biggest need is defensive line at this point, so sign me up. Obviously hidden dev, I do know what his dev trait is, and it is pretty good. I like to make my draft classes where if the players do have a lot of potential, I like to give them better dev traits for obvious reasons. And let me tell you, he has a lot of potential. Now this is where I'm out of ideas. Honestly, I don't know what to do here. We could go with another safety to like keep the pipeline up, but I mean, we could go JL Skinner. I don't think I've ever taken him in a rebuild. I don't really remember what ratings or dev trait I gave him, honestly. I mean, we don't really need offensive line. I trust Yadni Kajust until he proves otherwise. Yeah, let's go JL Skinner. Not a good safety class, but he is one of the better safeties in this week's safety class. Let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but should be a solid depth player. And will probably get a lot of playing time, honestly. This is almost like a Patriots mock draft. I mean, these are some really nice fits. I think Quentin Johnston definitely fits what Bill Belichick likes with those bigger receivers. He also does have speed to his game, so I would like this pick more than if they picked like a JSN, I guess. Not that he's bad, obviously, but he's just another like slower receiver. They need more speed, and you're obviously getting that with Quentin. Why did I say it so weird? Quentin Johnston, and he also kind of fits what they like in a bigger receiver, like I was saying. Not that that's necessarily realistic, because I mean, you did just draft Tyquan Thornton next year, but in this world, no more Devontae Parker here, so makes sense to me. Adebawore is a 70 overall. I think what we're gonna do is just move Barmore straight to just regular defensive tackle, and obviously have Adebawore on the edge, or not edge, but defensive end. Definitely not edge. Not in this scheme, or any scheme. He's 283 or whatever. JL Skinner's a 72. That's a bit high, but we'll definitely take it. I mean, he was available. Any other team could have taken him. Just happens to be us, so I'm very happy with that. I don't know what his hair is doing. It was kind of staying in one spot. It's like a chicken when you like grab them and move them around, their head stays in the same. So why is that what that made me think of? I don't know. I'm fucking schizophrenic or something. We also picked Garrett Williams, Jarrett Patterson, Jalen Redmond, and Travius Hodges Tomlinson, the short king. So I mean, overall, very, very strong draft. Definitely filled out just the rest of our needs. Now it's about turning our players into like really good players. And with that, let's get into year number 2. Here we're going to be trading Hunter Henry to the Commanders for a second-round pick. I'm realizing, again, a second-rounder might be a bit rich for Hunter Henry at this point in his career. Old Hunter Henry, that would be a really good deal, but current Hunter Henry, after all the injuries, he's just a good pair of hands at this point. But a second-rounder isn't bad. There's a situation where I might consider that. And the Commanders definitely need a tight end. I mean, Logan Thomas, I like him, but he's older and can't really stay healthy at this point. So I do think this makes decent sense for both sides. We just don't use Hunter Henry here, and it saves us like 10 mil to trade him, so makes a lot of sense to me. I'm doing more trades in this rebuild. I'm kind of liking it. If y'all want to see me do more trades, I definitely can. I just worry about it ruining the realism for sure, because I can make some questionable trades at times while not really even fully thinking about it. Here is a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild. We're already looking really good. Obviously, you know, some big changes here this offseason. Tony Pollard brought in, Quentin Johnston brought in, no more Hunter Henry here on offense. And then defensively, not a whole lot is different. We did bring in Adetomiwa Adebawore, and just obviously a lot of dev-ups here. We have 4 superstars on defense here. No spoilers, but soon to be one more, we'll just say that. I can't actually remember what dev trait I did give Quentin Johnston, so I guess we'll see if it's star or superstar. My guess is star, but I don't remember, because I'm stupid. But with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year number 2, and hopefully we don't completely fail. I should also mention that I did switch the offensive playbook to the Raiders, because it was so good in the last rebuild, and this one was not great. Okay, now, with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year 2. Okay. Bro, this is like beyond random, but on Twitter, I saw a picture of Reggie Bush on the Lions, right? And for some reason, it just immediately made me think of the old Game Changers card he had in Madden Mobile 15. And it just made me realize how much I missed that game, because the new Madden Mobile's dog shit. Like, there's nothing about it now that is the same to how it was. I wish they would just straight up bring back, like, Madden Mobile 15. Obviously with updated players, but, like, it makes me miss it so much. It was a legitimate, like, good game. And now, almost nothing is the same. There's no more auction house, there's no more coin packs, the overalls are, like, completely fucking to the moon. They're insane. Like, I hate the new one so much. It's so boring. I used to play the old one for, like, hours a day, like 2015, 16, 17. I think I even started playing it in, like, 2014, so I just miss it, man. But anyways, I'm sure nobody here relates to that, so I just completely wasted your time. But at the mid-season point of year number 2, we're sitting at 5-2. I know it's only 1 win better than last year, but this feels a lot better than last year. Oh my. Okay, yeah, I highly recommend the Raiders offense. Holy shit. Mac Jones, already 2,200 yards, 21 touchdowns through 7 games. He's on pace for like 50 touchdowns. Holy shit. 6 interceptions. Tony Pollard's doing great. Juju's having a monster year. Same with Mike Gesicki and Quentin Johnston. All 3 of them are on pace for 1,000 yards at least. Blocking's very good. Yadni Kaju seems legit so far. David Andrews kind of sucks so far. Mike Nwenu on pace for the all-castration team in back-to-back years. Oh, I'm not used to drinking coffee anymore. It's fucking making me ill. Our defense is looking very good. We're on pace to have 3 10-sack getters. Oh, and we have 4 total interceptions. Ugh, yikes. So that's why we're not undefeated. I was wondering how we weren't, but yeah, we're still looking very, very good. I almost feel bad for using the Raiders offense, but it's something that's in the game, so I'm gonna fucking use it. Like, I'm gonna do it. We have some re-signings here, though. We have a lot of money to work with, 129 mil, and I see why we have so much money. Well, my first priority is gonna be Mike Nwenu. He's been a monster so far. We're probably gonna have to give him this contract. It's 6 years, 92 mil. Let's see if he takes it, and he doesn't. I mean, at worst, we can just tag him, but I would rather extend him long term. Josh Uche, I definitely want back. I've been saying his name really weird. I can't say it right. Josh Uche. I say it too quick and I say like Uche. I don't know. Maybe that's how it actually is. I have no idea. No long term. You said you were interested, dog. What the hell? Okay, we'll have to up that then. The years at least. Okay, outside of that big group at the top, there isn't really anybody else I want back. Bentley, we will offer neutral, 4 years, 34.8 mil. He takes it. Finally, someone resigns. Trent Brown, I don't trust him. And he's gonna regress after the year, so it might be cheaper to just wait on him. He was pretty bad last year. He's been good this year, but I don't trust it, like I was saying. And then Kyle Duggar, oh, that's a lot of money. Well, I mean, for real life, that's definitely not bad, but for Madden, that's kind of expensive. But 6 years, 99.6 mil, nice. And he doesn't take it either. Why do players not want to re-sign? We're 5-2. Maybe they're like Cassius Marsh and they just don't like how the Patriots do things. It would be shocking going from a super fun team like the Seahawks to a boot camp like the Patriots, just based off of what I've seen. I mean, I don't actually know what it's like, but I would imagine it wouldn't be a whole ton of fun on the Patriots. I don't know how Brandon Bolden and Matt Slater stuck around for so long. Okay, in the next week, we upped Kyle Duggar's contract by a little bit of money. It's now 6 years, 103 mil. Let's see if he takes it. Okay, he does. That's a lot of money. And then Mike Onwenu will do the same thing. We'll just up it by 3 for each, 6.9 bonus. Nice, but it's 6 years, 96 mil. Another nice. There are a lot of nices here. Lots of 6s and 9s, and he takes it. Beautiful. And then Josh Uche just wanted more years, so we'll go 5 years, 37 mil. He takes it. And I think that's everybody we're gonna re-sign for now. Kendrick Bourne is old. I'm good. I like him in real life, but here we can definitely find an upgrade there. And then we might re-sign some of these depth players later on in the season, but for now, I think we're good. Kaimi Fairbairn rejected us, even though he has like almost full interest. That's fun. Let's get to the end of year number 2. Apparently nobody wants to play for us. Huh? What? I thought we were the 13-4 team at the top. That's the Bills. We went 7-10. What happened? That's like the biggest collapse I've ever seen, even for this game. That's what'll happen if your quarterback gets hurt. Our quarterback didn't get hurt here. We have injuries off. There's no excuse for that. I don't know how that happens. Mac Jones definitely tapered off, but was still good overall. 5,100 yards, 38 touchdowns, but 16 interceptions is pretty high. If those were like 8 or something, this would be a very good year, but that's a lot of pick. Tony Pollard did reach 1,000 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns for Ramondre Stevenson. Receiving, we did have 3 1,000-yard receivers. Juju Smith-Schuster with 1,484 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. What were his stats in his like really monstrous year? He had 1,426 and 7 touchdowns in 2018, so very similar year here, but technically better, more yards. I don't know about yards per reception, but at least more yards. Mike Gesicki with 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston just over 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns as a rookie. Even Tyquan Thornton 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Even Kendrick Bourne almost 500 yards. Lots of passing happening here. Ooh, okay, I'm very glad I did not re-sign Trent Brown. He is awful. Yadni Kajust wasn't great, but I've had legitimately like high overall players play much worse than 7 sacks at right tackle. So we're gonna go with him again. I don't love how David Andrews did though. 5 sacks at center. It's not amazing. But we're definitely gonna be letting Trent Brown go. Sometimes he plays really well. I've had him allow like 3 sacks for me once, and every other time he's allowed either somewhere in the range of like 11 to 20. So that's gross. In terms of defense though, Jawan Bentley led the team with 121 tackles, 110 for Kyle Duggar. Tackles for loss, 15 for Barmore, 14 for Wise. In sacks, only one player did end up hitting 10 sacks. It's 12.5 for Matt Judon, who did finally have a good year this year, but Josh Uche had a very bad year this year. So I don't know. Apparently it's just where the guy is playing that depends, or that dictates how they perform. I don't know. I guess I kinda knew that, but I hadn't really thought too much about it before. I don't know. Otabare had 8.5 sacks as a rookie. We're gonna be up there for offensive and defensive rookie of the year. I don't think we'll win either of them. We might win one, but I'm sure some rookie had just a monstrous year. Apparently that's a word I like now. I don't know why I've said it twice in the last like 3 minutes. Christian Barmore had 7 sacks, pretty good. Dietrich Wise with 5, and then Josh Uche with only 4. Not good, especially considering we just paid him a decent amount of money. Interceptions, we didn't have a whole ton here. We had 3 for Jack Jones. He's been very good. 2 for Jawan Bentley, and then 1 for a few players, including Matt Judon, which I guess makes sense. He's kind of a hybrid player, but still kind of odd. Oh, 32nd in defensive yards. What happened to our good defense from last year? 32nd in points allowed. Yeah, this is what I pictured the Patriots defense as in Madden. In real life, it's very good, but of course it's Madden, so flip everything you know on real life on its head, and you pretty much have Madden. Jalen Hurts wins MVP here, though. Division rival Josh Allen at 2. You hate to see that. Tua also up here. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs. No Patriots. Defensive player of the year goes to Max Max Crosby to Raiders, as per usual, to be honest. Matt Judon at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bijan Robinson over Quentin Johnston. That sucks. I want to see what he did. For some reason, the Dolphins do always end up drafting him, and I don't know how it works out that way. Will Levis is on the Colts here, which is kind of the favorite for that pick, I believe. So that's interesting. And then Odatomia Adebawore does win Defensive Rookie of the Year, which that's how I've heard his name pronounced. Just the W's are silent, I guess. That's how I've heard it pronounced. So I'm going to go with that for now. 2 Jags up there in Tyree Wilson and Julius Brents. I'm guessing they're playing Tyree Wilson at defensive end, which is a bit gross, but fair enough. Not that they even really needed him because they just drafted Trayvon Walker first overall. I don't fucking know what they're doing. And then Julius Brents is kind of a weird scheme fit there, but it's Madden. We have JL Skinner at number 9. I didn't see what he did at all. It must have been decent because there are a lot of defensive rookies starting, so he had to have been at least decent. What did he do? 68 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, half a sack. He did have a good amount of pass deflections though, but I mean, I guess that's fine enough. All right, we're switching our defensive playbook too. Should we just go Raiders? should we do the opposite of what the Raiders are doing and stealing all the Patriots coaches and players? Should we just become the Raiders? Should we basically just switch organizations? I don't know if that's a great strategy for us because I mean it's the Raiders, but for Madden, it doesn't seem too bad. Quentin Johnston does have superstar dev. I did not remember that, but I will definitely take that. Should we go Raiders? What was the best defense this year? I hate how much playbooks matter in this game. I know coaching matters a shit ton in real life, obviously, but I feel like that's just so nuanced. Like, for Madden to try to do that, it's kind of like, it just ends up being super unrealistic. I don't know. The Titans were very good in terms of points allowed. That might be the strat. The Bucks defense was also very good. I do typically go with the Steelers defense. They allowed 420 points. Not nice, but still a funny number in 420. I mean, the Titans defense probably just plays the same as it does, or as the Patriots does, because I mean, it is pretty much the same defense. I mean, obviously, Mike Vrabel was with the Patriots, runs the same like hybrid 3-4 defense. At least I think he still does. I think I saw something about him switching it, but maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. Either way, though, we'll test out the Titans and see how that goes. But let's get into the offseason and pray that we can finish better next year. We have a California Super Bowl. Probably would be the least watched Super Bowl of all. No, it wouldn't be. I was just thinking California, people don't really watch football as much, but I mean, it's the Super Bowl. People from everywhere are going to watch it regardless. I love how consistent Madden is, by the way. Last year, we had one of the worst defenses. The team only got better. We didn't change the scheme, and this year we had the worst defense. That's super fun. But yeah, the 49ers do beat the Chargers 25-24. We do have a couple upgrades for Adebawore here. It'll bring him up to a 76, 77 with morale. Of course, does have superstar dev here. I knew that though. 85 power moves. Goddamn. Looking pretty nice. And for re-signings, we're definitely not bringing Trent Brown back. I'm good on Kendrick Bourne. I think we're kind of just good here. We could bring Anthony Jennings back. He's really cheap. 2 years, 5.8 mil. He's probably going to reject it, but yeah, okay. I don't understand. I mean, the interest is pretty high, but whatever. Oh, Yadni Kajust is here. We'll try player friendly. 3 years, 11.1 mil. He resigns. Okay, good. He's been good for us. Better than some like 85 plus overall tackles have been for me. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Madden. Very cool. I guess I'll resign Ryan Wright. Sure. Cool. Thank you. Isn't he listed as like 245? Is he just a thick boy? I don't know much about punters or kickers, so I don't know. Must be a thick boy. Just out of curiosity, are there any cuts we can make in free agency? Not that we're strapped for cash by any means, but Devon Godshaw, I mean, 8 mil is a bit rich for the type of player he is. In real life, I don't mind that, but he's 29 here. He's not getting much playing time at all. We kind of just have him here for no reason, so we'll free up that money and bring in hopefully an actual impact player for that contract. And I think I'm going to trade David Andrews. He's been kind of ass at center. He hasn't been very good. Oh, I think I already found a good match. They have Doug Kramer as their starting center. Why did I even plug that in thinking that would A, be realistic and B, work? Is a second realistic for like an old ass center? Not really. I'll go third. It is a late third though. Fuck it. That's realistic. Okay, David Andrews to the Bears for a 3rd round pick. I mean, to be fair, that might even be too much because we've seen players like another former Patriot in Shaq Mason go for like a 5th round pick. So I don't know. What do I know, man? Apparently not a lot. Got that smooth brain, baby. Oh, that would be helpful and realistic because he's a white boy. I'm sure Bill Belichick was absolutely salivating for Nick Bosa in the draft. Sounds like a good plan to me. We're gonna go hard here in free agency, I think. I don't see why not. So I'm a bit worried here. We're gonna be going hard in free agency. However, these top two guys in Nick Bosa and Chris Lindstrom, we are only tied for the lead, even though we have like a full bar offer. But as like y'all were just seeing, we've been having a hard time re-signing players, even though they are showing interest. So I'm kind of worried that we won't get either of them. Hopefully we get at least one. We'll see. But regardless, we're going for Nick Bosa, Chris Lindstrom. I am planning to play Mike Onwenu at left tackle if we do get Chris Lindstrom. Brandon Ayuk, which we could bump the money down a little bit because it doesn't necessarily need to be a full offer. We're the only team interested right now. I might do that. We're also going for Matt Gay because, I mean, why not? Funny last name, of course. And Nick Harris to be kind of our band-aid at center, assuming we don't find somebody in the draft. So, I mean, I'm worried we won't get either of the top two, even though we are tied for the lead. But let's see. Okay, everybody signs except Matt Gay. We do get all four of them. Okay, looks like I was worried for no reason. Like always, to be honest. Some things never change. You know, we could get someone like Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert. I mean, what would be the point? Mac Jones was pretty good, and he did get Superstar Dev, which I haven't shown yet, but he did get it. God, this coffee is fucking me up. I regret it. You know what? I actually have a fun idea. This team has loved kind of like hybrid players recently. Chase Claypool. I have an idea. I have a scheme. We have a massive lead for him over the Saints. Good lord. But I have a plan. I don't know if he's gonna get much playing time, but I have a plan regardless. Did I mention I have a plan? I feel like I haven't said enough. I have a plan. So this is what we're looking like as of right now. Pretty complete team. We're up to an 84 overall. Definitely not bad. And then defensively, here's how we're looking. I don't know if we got any dev ups here this year. Oh, Kyle Duggar did go up to X Factor, so we got one at the very least. Atabari does have Superstar Dev. And I want to move, obviously, Nick Bosa to outside linebacker. I hate those helmets so much. They look like an eagle beak or something. They just immediately make me think racism for some reason, because it's always the player with like racism allegations that wear it. I don't know. Maybe that's fucked up to say, but it makes me think that. I'm realizing Nick Bosa wasn't all that necessary, but I don't care. Fits the Patriot way, you know what I'm saying? Patriots fans are gonna hate me, I'm sorry. He's definitely patriotic, we'll say that. We just need to get, was it Miles Austin, the Eagles receiver? Who just like straight up said the N-word for fun. Such a quirky THXD girl boss moment. I don't know. I think that was him. Maybe I'm just slandering him, but it was an Eagles receiver. I'm losing my mind. Okay, these are gonna be the last three offers we're gonna make. Chase Claypool, Matt Gay, and big play Darnay Holmes to be like our fourth or fifth corner. I don't know. Oh, he's not even necessary. We have Garrett Williams. You know what? Fuck Darnay. I loved him coming out of college, but fuck him. Just Chase Claypool and Matt Gay. Let's see if either sign. Neither do. Okay, well, we have a full bar interest in Chase Claypool. I am stunned we got all four of those players to begin with, because apparently the interest doesn't matter here. Let's try one more time. Okay, we get Chase Claypool at the very least, and this is what my plan was for him. I'm sure it doesn't take a PhD to figure out what I was gonna do with him. Number 12? Are you fucking kidding me? 86 seems fitting. Let's do that. We're gonna play him at tight end. Goes up to an 83 overall there. The Patriots, like I've been saying, love their hybrid players, like Mike Gesicki hybrid between receiver, tight end. Same with Chase Claypool. Juju Smith-Schuster hybrid between football player and TikToker. You know what I mean? Ramondre Stevenson, kind of receiver, running back hybrid. Mac Jones hybrid between... I don't want to say what I was going to say. That's really mean. That's really... I'm not going to say it. Nick Bosa hybrid between football player and Trump supporter. So definitely makes sense on the Patriots for sure. I mean, this team is very complete already. Let's just get into the draft and see what we can do. Ooh, the 5th year option for Mac Daddy, Big Mac Griddle. Yeah, he's been pretty good for us so far. I mean, he obviously wasn't great in real life this last year, but I've explained that enough. It wasn't really his fault. The team around him was just dog shit, especially his coaching staff. So here, definitely revitalized from that year last year. That's not really the right word, but I guess it makes sense. You know what I mean. I don't know why the Saints suck so much ass in this game, but they do. They have a good team in real life, but, well, I guess it's just because they're broke. I figured that out when I rebuilt them. Now I'm remembering. That team just goes way downhill after year one, so now I understand. But we have the 8th overall pick here. I don't really know what to do. This is the player I focus scouted that I was hoping would be available with this pick, and he is, and he looks really good. Aware awareness, pursuit, zone coverage, good block shedding, play rec, hit power, tackle. Only 21 years old, 5'9", 195 out of Washington. Kind of looking like Antoine Winfield or something. That's kind of what he reminds me of. I don't know if that's quite a good enough player to take top 10, but he is a very good safety. Just positional value, but I mean, safety's really the only thing we kind of need at this point. Maybe corner too. Is there a like loaded corner? Sometimes there are just like obviously those generational corners. There's this guy, I saw him. He doesn't look that good. Marquise Henderson. Oh, he's really fast. I don't love the play rec, but he could be a good player. I trust the safety more. This guy looks good. Ooh. Curtis Harper looks really nice. He's not quite as quick, but he's really well balanced. Let's just go with the safety. Will Hendricks, best player on the board here. 4.45 is apparently elite speed, which is interesting. I don't know about that, but fair enough. Let's take him. 93 speed, hidden dev, solid agility, jumping. Overall, I think that was a very good pick. Weird to take safety top 10 unless you're getting like a Derwin James, but that guy could be really good. Oh no, what? Curtis Harper was available one pick before us? You gotta be kidding me. I would have picked him fucking all day, every day. What's the stupid saying? Like twice on Sunday or some shit? I don't know. I don't care. I know this player is gonna be like a 72 overall. I'm not even gonna pick him. I don't want to do that. Ooh, yo, wait a minute. Earl Fowler. I'm gonna wait around because he is 3rd to 4th. Or no, I'll just go with him with the next pick. But here I think I am gonna go with the corner. There are still some good ones left, including Marquise Henderson. I mean, he doesn't look great, but he looks worth taking here. He's 23 years old already and isn't a scheme fit, but he is fast. Overall looks solid. Good zone coverage at least. Probably gonna only have C-man, but that's still not terrible. Let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but it's the second round. Could be a good overall. Could be worth it. And now with back-to-back picks, let's go with the center. Earl Fowler looks absolutely amazing. His power isn't very good, but we run an agile scheme here anyways. His combine was insane. Really fast and strong. Probably gonna have normal dev, but let's take him. No, he does have hidden. Okay, good. An Alabama lineman, which, you know, pretty hit or miss, but overall, I think he'll be a really good player. Obviously, Madden isn't gonna take that into account. In scouting, the helmet is kind of stupid anyway. Unless it's like an Ohio State QB, then I kind of get it, but other than that, ooh, this guy could be really good. Wait, he's listed as a power rusher, so it's definitely at least B power moves. He's not gonna be good. I don't have faith. Holy shit. Oh, he's really weak, but he's really fast. He ran a 4.71 at his pro day at 292 pounds. Yep, good enough for me. Normal dev, don't care. He's probably a good overall, but he probably won't be actually. We'll see. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm sorry. I have no idea. Oh, okay. Not quite generational, but Will Hendricks is about as good or better than I thought he would be. 85 zone as a rookie. Oh my god. 93 speed, 2 solid pursuit. I mean, yeah, he's just a really, really good cover safety. That's a great pick. We'll have to see what his dev trade is. Hopefully it's better than star, but even if it is, I think he'll be a good player. Marquise Henderson is only a 73, but that's around what I expected anyways. Good speed, but that's really it. I mean, he has solid zone, not great in press. Earl Fowler is a 73 overall. Honestly, he's not quite as good as I thought he would be either. The pass block power is definitely bringing him down, but overall will start and should be decent. We'll see. Terrell Morgan is a 72 overall, which is a bit lower than I thought he would be. What does he go up to or down to if we move him to defensive end? Because he doesn't really make sense as a nose tackle at 292. He stays at a 72, so I think we'll do that. Not a scheme fit there because he's a speed rusher guy, but pass rusher, it's whatever. It's close enough. And then I did take these 3 picks right here. None of them were great, but Kevin Felder did have hidden dev, which is nice at least. I just tried to fill out as much depth as I really could, and then the CPU picked some solid players with the last 3 picks, I guess. So overall, definitely a very good draft, and this is a really, really complete team. Guess who discovered a new glitch? I don't know what this is, and it's not that important, but if I try to move Jack Jones, it just shows Marcus Jones, and I can't actually move him. Or not Marcus Jones, Jonathan Jones, whatever. Either way, just another glitch added on to the massive pile already existing in this game. Not that major, but still weird. Here is a look at the team going into year number 3, and we are very much upgraded from last year. For starters, we added Chris Lindstrom. Eric Flower, I think is his name. And with the addition of Chris Lindstrom and the loss of Trent Brown, because he was terrible, we're going to be playing Mike Onwenu at left tackle. I can't remember for sure if he has played left. I'm fairly certain he just played right, but I mean, it's Madden. Who really cares? He'll probably be terrible there, knowing how this game works, but we'll see. We added Brandon Ayuk as well. Mac Jones went up to, not X Factor yet, but he went up to Superstar. We added Chase Claypool to be our backup tight end. I mean, we added a pretty good amount of players here. This offense is up to an 85 overall. This defense is only at an 81, and I'm kind of surprised about that, especially because we have players like Kyle Duggar at an 88, Nick Bosa at a 99. I guess we do have Atabari, who's only a 77, Tavai is only a 78. We don't have like an amazing corner. I would play, oh, it lets me move him from here. Okay, I want to play Jack Jones as the one to try to get him to develop more. I hope it doesn't break him because he was playing well as the number 2, but we'll see how he does as the number 1. And obviously, speaking of guys like Nick Bosa, that's who we added this offseason. We also added Will Hendricks at safety, already the number 14 ranked free safety in the NFL, which is a little low considering he's an 81, but so that means he's probably like the 28th overall safety. That might be about right, but that seems a little low. I guess players have developed a lot here. But overall, I'm excited to get into the year. This is a look at the specialist, just pretty much the same as it's been, about the same as you would expect. So let's get to the midseason point of year number 3. Ooh, at the midseason point of year number 3, we're only sitting at 4-3. Yikes. I thought we would be like legitimately really good this year, but I could see us, oh god, okay. Maybe riding with Mac Jones was not a good idea. He has 10 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Tony Pollard is not doing well. Juju, our receivers are doing all right. Surprisingly, Mike Nwenu is not the option at left tackle, apparently. We have Chris Lindstrom in contention for the all-castration team. Nick Bosa already has 10 sacks, Judon with 6.5, Barmore with 4 already. I mean, some players are doing well, but then we have Mac Jones almost having more interceptions than touchdowns, which I don't know if I've ever seen in Madden. Maybe when I did the all-QB team rebuild, I think Mahomes might have done it, which is understandable with quarterbacks at receiver and offensive line. But this is a legitimate NFL team, and Mac Jones should not be playing like this. But then again, EA. That's all I can really say. EA. We have a breakout DB scenario. I don't even want to do it because it's Will Hendricks, which could be nice, but he's not going to hit it, A. And B, whenever you simulate 1 week at a time after you simulate like a full half of a season at a time, like in one chunk, you always lose. I don't know why that is. It's really stupid, and simulation shouldn't work like that, but it does for whatever reason. But in terms of re-signings here, we actually do have a decent amount of starters. Mike Gesicki, is he necessary? He's been good. If he takes this, I'll re-sign him. If not, then It's 4 years, 42.4 mil. He takes it. Okay. I mean, if he didn't, we could have just turned to Chase Claypool. Juju is up to an 84. He obviously had that really good year with us. 3 years, 32.7 mil. That's not bad. He re-signs. Matt Judon, I'll wait because he's gonna regress. Same with Dietrich Wise. Christian Barmore, I do want back, but he's not interested. We're probably gonna have to go very player friendly. 4 years, 44 mil. He takes it. He's been good for us, so that's worth it. More players here than I expected, but for now, I think that's everybody we're gonna re-sign because a lot of these players, they're good overalls, but they're kind of depth players. So let's see if we can hit the breakout, and then we'll get to the end of year number 3 and inevitably miss the playoffs. Okay, the one time I say we're gonna simulate one game and lose, we actually win, because of course that would happen. Let's see if we hit the breakout though. Of course not. Of course both things that I say didn't happen. Well, I didn't say that he would hit it. I guess I was right about that, but I guess at least we get the win. Okay, y'all know why we're here. Here's a look at the team at the end of year number 3. Not too much development going on here. We do have Fowler up to a 78 with morale, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, he only does have star dev. Mac Jones didn't really develop this year, which is concerning. I think he went from what, a 79 to an 80? I mean, that's not amazing, especially being only 25 with a superstar dev. And then defensively, Hendricks does only have star. I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, I guess a lot of the time players around an 81 do end up with star dev, which is weird, but that's how it is, kinda. I don't know, that's definitely really disappointing though. Speaking of disappointing though, we finished 8-9, or excuse me, 9-8, but close enough. Once again, missing out on the playoffs. Now, I'm surprised we weren't better. We had the 7th best offensive points per game, 10th best defensive points per game allowed, but it looks like our passing yards and rushing yards per game were pretty terrible. Well, not the passing yards per game, but at least rushing yards per game was not good, and our defensive pass yards per game allowed was not great either. Stats-wise, Mac Jones wasn't great. 4,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not a terrible year. I mean, it's better than his first year, but I don't know. That just wasn't that good. Tony Pollard with just over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson with 20 touchdowns. I'm almost considering re-signing him and just starting him and trading Tony Pollard, because Tony Pollard hasn't been that great. Oh my god, Mike Gesicki with 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk with also 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. Juju with 1,100, almost 1,200 with 9 touchdowns. Nice. Quentin Johnston only 500 yards and 3 touchdowns as like our fourth receiving option. Chase Claypool did get 400 yards, only 2 touchdowns though. Blocking, okay. I found the problem. We're gonna need to do something there because that did not work. Yadni Kajus was awful this year for the first time. Mike Onwenu was also terrible. Cole Strange has allowed 5 sacks per year, which isn't terrible, I guess. Earl Fowler was really good. And Chris Lindstrom, our second right guard, joining the all-castration team of the rebuild. Great year from him. Defensively, Kyle Duggar led the team in tackles with 105 tackles for loss, 15 for Barmore, 12 for Judon. Sacks, we had 19.5 from Nick Bosa, 12.5 from Matt Judon, 7.5 from Atabare, who looks like he played very limited snaps. Yeah, only 550, so it's very impressive that he got 7.5 sacks. And then 6.5 for Barmore. Interceptions, 7 for Kyle Duggar. That's like a potential defensive player of the year season. He was really good. 3 interceptions for Jonathan Jones, 2 for Jack Jones, and then 1 for Marcus Jones and JL Skinner. But let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to, of course, division rival Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts on the Raiders in there. CJ Stroud on the Giants, giving up on Daniel Jones after paying him $40 million per year for whatever reason. Gardner Minshew on the Vikings up there. That's fun. Love that as a Washington State fan. Offensive player of the year unfortunately goes to Josh Allen. We don't love that here. Deontay Hardy up there. Interesting. No Patriots. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. Max Crosby at number 2. Kyle Duggar at 4. Nick Bosa at 5. They must add some monster seasons up there. I always say I'm going to check their stats and then I just forget. So I'm not even going to bother this time. I'm not even going to say I'm going to check them. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Jeremy Albert of the Bengals. That's like a receiver face, I think. I don't know. No Patriots. I don't think we had anyone in contention anyways. And defensive rookie of the year goes to Glenn Brooks of the 3-14 Texans. No Patriots at all. Unfortunate. So overall, another very disappointing year, and I'm surprised by that because we have a good team, we have the good playbooks. It looks like we're just getting unlucky a little bit. But I definitely think our main problem was our tackle duo. That was not great from them. In the Super Bowl, our division rival Buffalo Bills unfortunately do win it over the Minnesota Vikings. I would have loved if they won it with the GOAT Gardner Minshew, but it is what it is. We have an upgrade for Kyle Duggar though. I mean, he's already an X Factor, so it's not like he can really dev up, but up to an 89 overall, 91 with morale. He's been a monster for us. In terms of re-signings though, I definitely want Matt Judon back, even though he is old. 2 years, it's only 19.2 mil. We'll see if he takes that, and he does. Beautiful. I do kind of want Ramondre Stevenson back. Dietrich Wise, we might be able to find a replacement there. Jelani Tavai, same deal. These are a lot of just expendable players. We don't really need any of them. I do want Stevenson back though. We'll try very player friendly. 5 years, 29.5 mil. He takes it, and we'll see if we want to trade Tony Pollard. Do I want to pay Dietrich Wise? He's been okay, but he's also been inconsistent. But every player's inconsistent in this game because it sucks. Oh, this last year he only had 1 sack. I would imagine he didn't play too many snaps though. 733. I mean, that's a decent amount. I'll pass. I think we're good there. So with that, let's get into free agency with a little bit of money and let's see what we can do with this team. Hopefully something. Jonathan Jones went up to superstar. That's interesting. He's probably a 78. Oh, he's a 79 now. He did regress a little bit, but it's cool he got superstar at least. I was checking to see if there are any cuts we can make to free up a little money, but no, players are apparently early on in their contracts here. Do we want to trade Tony Pollard? I mean, he's been fine. He just hasn't been amazing. Wow, the Cardinals literally do not have a running back on the roster. They have Keontae Ingram as their number 1. Oh, that's way closer than it should be. What? Ooh, I don't know about that. We'll add a 2nd round pick. I feel like that would make this fair. That's more than we need to add, but oh god, I would feel bad doing this, but we're gonna do it. Ronnie Stanley is now a New England Patriot. We're sending Tony Pollard and a second to bring in one of the more underrated tackles in the game. I feel like he doesn't get talked about enough. He's a really, really good player, and now that gives us the flexibility to move Mike Onwenu at least over to right tackle. It might almost be better to move him back to right guard and see what Chris Lindstrom could do at right tackle, but he's only 6'3", so I don't love that. I don't know. We'll see what we can get from Onwenu at right tackle. Hopefully a bit better than he was this last year. God, could you imagine Micah Parsons on this team? We can't afford him, but I kind of want him. We wouldn't be able to get him though. I mean, he would be a pretty good fit too. He's kind of a hybrid player. Obviously a way better pass rusher than off-ball linebacker though. He's not good off-ball at all. I do think he is maybe the best pass rusher in the entire NFL though. I think the lone offer we can really make is going to be for DJ Reed. Obviously, Ronnie Stanley did not have a cheap cap hit. He's 20 mil per year, which, I mean, for real life, that's not bad at all for him. That's actually pretty cheap even, but that doesn't leave us with much money to work with in free agency. So we're having to lowball DJ Reed. He kind of fits what the Patriots like. I mean, he's more of a zone corner, but is a short king, of course. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I was so mad when the Seahawks let him go. And then he had a really good year in New York, of course. I did buy his rookie autograph card before he broke out because I knew he was going to break out, and then he did. So that's fun, but let's see if we can get him even. We still have the lead for him. He doesn't sign yet, and now we no longer have the lead. Are there any cuts we can make? Because I want to get something out of this free agent class. We're going to be trading Nick Harris back to the Browns for just a 5th round pick. I mean, we're not going to use him at all, so it frees up a few mil to do this. Trading away another center in this rebuild. We're doing so many trades in this rebuild, but I enjoy doing trades. You know what I mean? I was getting bored of just never trading anybody, so I enjoy it. Okay, I finally freed up enough space to offer DJ Reed a contract. That would be hilarious if he rejected us, honestly, but we have the lead now. He is very interested in joining, stealing a division rival away, so you love to see that. Let's see if we can get him, and it looks like he does sign. So we finally have like a true high overall corner, and now we can move Jack Jones back to the number 2 spot where he was better anyways. This works out really well for us. So here in the draft, I'm actually kind of conflicted on what to do. So we kind of have a hole at linebacker, right? But we play Kyle Duggar there anyways. So I'm almost wondering if we should just go with a safety, but we do have JL Skinner who's up to a 75. He definitely isn't bad. Man, I don't know. It's either linebacker or safety here, or defensive lineman. I mean, I'm not too comfortable with Morgan starting, so we'll see what we can do. Oh, this guy's so good looking, but I know he's bait. He's really fast for being 6'3", 290. He's also strong. I'm not going to take him yet. Well, it's either we take him here or we don't get him. But who's available at linebacker still? Oh, the top guys are gone. Okay. We could go Mike Flanagan, but I don't even know if he would be better than the guy we have there right now with the star dev. And at safety, it doesn't look amazing here either. Justin St. Louis, his awareness is bad. He's not a good player. Earl Snead is fast, but has bad man, not great play rec. This isn't a great year for our needs, to be honest. Ooh, never mind. This Mike Murray guy looks really good. His play rec isn't great, but everything else looks very good. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 92 speed. Hopefully he'll be a good player. We have so many safeties now. Good lord. We're just like the real life Patriots again. Some things never change. But now the problem is we're not going to really be able to get a good defensive lineman because of course we traded our 2nd round pick away. There are some good defensive tackles though. His combine was good, but that's about it. I guess we'll go. It's not good to go just for need, but I mean, most players we take here would literally never start unless we want to find like a running back to be a backup. I don't know. I'm not good at drafting running backs anyway, so I might not do that. Let's go Kyle Mitchell just in case of emergency. He looks like a really good center, and this is just insurance in case anyone plays terribly. We can bench him and put him in. Normal dev, unfortunately, but should be good value. This wasn't our greatest draft class ever. Mike Murray was our best pick at a 76 overall, which he is a very good player, but I mean, I really can't be too disappointed. He is a really good player. I'm just more so disappointed about the rest of the draft. Kyle Mitchell was also a good pick, but he likely won't ever play unless someone really sucks this year, which is possible for sure. It is Madden. And then I don't even want to talk about these two picks or these picks. We picked a 67 overall overall receiver in the 7th round. Yay. Here is a look at the team going into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. We're looking really nice. We really don't have any holes here on offense. Really, the only position you could argue is a hole is quarterback, just because Mac Jones hasn't been great. I mean, he had one really good half of a year, but then finished kind of mid. Not just mid, he finished pretty terribly, and then every other year he's been questionable, so we'll see how that goes. And then defensively, defensive end is kind of a problem here, but that's really our only hole. Again, I mean, linebacker, we have Kyle Duggar, who's going to be playing linebacker anyways, and then Murray will just come in at safety. This defense is looking really good. Obviously, we added DJ Reed this year, and I think that was our only addition, other than Murray, of course. And on offense, we obviously added Ronnie Stanley during the offseason, so 2 pretty big moves there. And then here's a look at the specialists, pretty much just what you would expect. But with that, let's get to the mid-season point, let's just get straight to the end of year number 4, and let's see how we can do. Once again, here we are at the end of year number 4. If you have not, wow, English, not already, and you've made it all the way here, then be sure to like and subscribe. I don't know why you've made it all the way here without doing that. I mean, clearly you've enjoyed it a little bit, and it helps me out a ton if you do that. Plus, again, if you've enjoyed and made it all the way here, you might as well subscribe, because these are the type of videos I make all the time anyways. I try not to stray too far away from these, because I know y'all enjoy them. And turn on notifications if you want to be one of the first people to ever see these videos and guarantee that you never miss one. And last thing, I know I'm plugging a lot, sorry, but let me know what team to do next for a shout out. But of course, this is how we're looking at the end of year number 4. Murray only does have star, unfortunately, but we are developing a decent amount. We have Jack Jones up to an 84 with morale. Overall, the offense is looking very nice as well. No holes here at all, and I know a good hole when I see one. But we finished 12-5, finally playing to the level we should be, and we're gonna be taking on the Buffalo Bills in the wild card. Mac Jones had a very good season, 4,800 yards, 44 touchdowns, 16 picks is kind of a lot. 64% completion percentage isn't great, but you take that with how he's been playing. Ramondre Stevenson was not super good. He had a much higher yard per carry average as the number 2 back here. He only had 1,080 yards, which I'm pretty sure is exactly what Pollard had last year, but he only had 3.9 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, 2 fumbles isn't great for Madden. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk with 1,300 yards led the team, 11 touchdowns for him. Juju almost 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki, 1,000-yard season, once again, 10 touchdowns. Even Chase Claypool, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston hasn't been doing much, obviously. He's been kind of like the 5th option here, which is kind of crazy, but 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Blocking was definitely much better this year. Chris Lindstrom was kind of bad, but other than him, Ronnie Stanley was really good. Mike Onwenu was really good. Earl Fowler was solid. Cole Strange was really good. So I'm happy with that. Kyle Duggar led the team in tackles with 108, 107 for Bentley. Tackles for loss, 11 for Christian Barmore. Sack? Ooh. Only 11.5 from Nick Bosa, 6.5 from Atabare, 6.5 from Judon, 6 for Barmore. Only 1.5 from Josh Uche. Outside of the first year, he's been awful. Interceptions, 3 for DJ Reed leads the team, 2 for Bentley, Jones, and then 1 for a few players. We were 20th in offensive yards. Was the team good or not? I can't tell. 15th in defensive yards. How about scoring? 12th in points scored, 18th in points allowed. How did we finish 12-5? Because this team wasn't that good. Trevor Lawrence won MVP here. I'm just overall really confused. Jared Goff on the Chargers. Ugh. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs, as per usual. Kayshon Boutte on the Jags up there. Let's go. Max Crosby wins defensive player of the year. No Patriots. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Eric Weatherspoon of the Dolphins. I think he's a QB. I remember him getting drafted like a pick before us. Dylan Battles, whoever that is up to an 85. There's a 63 overall in here. No Patriots, unsurprisingly. Defensive rookie of the year goes to AJ McCrary of the Browns. No Patriots. So, not a great year, even though we did go 12-5. I don't even know how we won that many games. I'm kind of wondering if we should switch defensive schemes again, but also our offense wasn't good. The Raiders did lead the league in points per game though, so it does look like they have the best offense for sure. I might switch the defensive scheme though. All the teams at the top are 4-3s though. I think we're just gonna have to stick with our defensive playbook. We could go like Steelers. Let's do it. Our defense was, but I'm conflicted. Our offensive overall is way better than we have a 91 overall defense, which is a bit, or 91 overall offense, which which is a bit confusing because we only have 2 players higher than a 91 or at a 91 at all. Our defense almost looks better, but whatever. But yeah, I'm conflicted, man. Let's go with the Steelers defense. We'll try that out. And we have a first of many scenario before we jump in and lose to a worse team. Always gotta play it cool. But let's jump in against the Bills. Why does it have to show us a Bills player and why is it frozen? I think I have to restart it. Oh no, it's moving slowly. It's threatening us with Von Miller. Is he still, he's probably retired at this point actually, so I think we're good. Damn bro, this shit lagging. I'm definitely gonna have to restart it after this. Maybe right now. Why are you threatening us? Another Bills player. Oh, it's frozen. Okay, well here we go in a very laggy wild card game against our division rival Buffalo Bills. Okay, I think it's good now. I think we're chilling. But let's simulate this out and see if we can somehow get a win against a worse team. But it's mad. They got a safety. Are you kidding me? We get a touchdown, but so do they. We are taking the lead 14-9 though in the second quarter. Going into half, we do score and we are up 21-9. We drive, but we don't score and they get a field goal. So now it's 21-12, but we get a field goal as well. Another one, DJ Khaled. The Bills get a touchdown towards the end, but we win 27-19 anyways. That was some weird commentary. That was a really confusing game, but we still win, so I'm happy with it. Shockingly. It looks like Big Mac did outplay Josh Allen, so you love to see that. MVP Josh Allen, might I add. So we have a recap for the first of many scenario thingy, whatever. Huge congrats on the playoff win. Don't care, give me the staff points. Who cares about staff points anyways? I'm sure they're really important, but I don't care. We're gonna be taking on the, I almost said another AFC team. No shit. We're gonna be taking on the Tennessee Titans. They're an 81 overall. This is our demise, probably. They're a considerably worse team, and we know Madden loves them. So let's jump in against the Titans and see if we can take them down. Aren't they responsible for Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot? I'm pretty sure they are. I can picture like Logan Ryan pick-sixing him, but maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. So we'll see if they'll be our final game. I probably shouldn't have said anything because now we're gonna get beat, but we'll see. We're at home at least, but that might be worse for Madden. But let's simulate to the end of the game and see if we can get a win here. The Titans go up early 3-0. Our offense isn't doing anything. They go up 10-0 early. We finally do score a touchdown, but they match with a field goal. But we do take the lead in the third quarter and we put up another touchdown. We are up 21-19. We get a safety. What is with the safeties lately? We do put up a field goal as well, but they get a touchdown to tie us. And our offense is kind of deflating here in the fourth quarter once again, and we go down to a much worse team, led by Hendon Hooker, of course. But upsets happen, right, guys? Yeah, they definitely happen more often than not. Yeah, this game is super realistic, yeah. But that is the end of today's rebuild. I'm actually considering doing something kind of fun. I don't know how y'all would feel about it, but I'm thinking about setting up a Patreon and putting year number 5s on there because I don't want to make the video so long, and I think that would actually give me something to post on Patreon. So if you would want to see the year number 5s, I definitely could do them. I'm assuming they would be successful because every team around us would be regressing more. We would truly be like the best team in the NFL by a considerable margin. Those were some nerdy ass words. Not really, but kind of. But yeah, I could do that if y'all would want to see it. But that is it for today's video. One last look at the defense. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let me know what team to do next for a shout out. But I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.